Today we're going to take a walk out to a lost ski hill here in New Hampshire. There's some pretty interesting stuff up here, even after 40 years. This time around, we're taking the metal detector to see what we can find, so stay tuned. So here we go. We got about a 12-13 minute walk into the woods. And a couple of weeks ago, if you all remember, myself and Waynos did a video where we went out and we found that lost ski hill from the 1940s, right? When we were doing that video, I mentioned that there was a couple more extremely local to me. And that's where we're going today. We're gonna go to a lost ski hill on one of our big permissions, thank you George, that's got some history. But then again, doesn't everything have history to it? You just gotta care to take the time to look into it. So the other element here is that what we are walking through, of course, this is New Hampshire. This was farmland in the 1700s and 1800s. The objective is to find something with the metal detector from the era of the ski hill, but obviously we'll be quite enthusiastic to find anything from any era. Once we get up there, I'm going to fill you in on the history of this location. So, onward and upward. There's a discarded pile of field stones. And this obviously is the old cart path we're walking on. Alright, we're almost there. Now for the fascinating bit, the history of this lost ski hill. Back in the 1960s, this organization built a ski run to cater to kids. And apparently the version in the 60s was at a different spot around here. I've never located it. I think it was a bit smaller and didn't have a tow line. They moved the ski run out into the forest part of their land with a full-on tow line and a 300-foot run. You see this chassis right here of this old Falcon? Well, that's what drove the line. Somebody would sit in the driver's seat, put the hammer down, and it would run a rope line through those holes down the hill. And so I'm told the last season of operation for this little ski run was 1980. So we're looking at 38 years ago, almost 40 years, and this is what remains. I'm actually quite impressed that's standing there through all the winters and brutal weather that is common here in New Hampshire. Apparently the guy who was in charge of this activity for the organization said at that point dragging a 5-gallon container of gasoline up here by toboggan just got to be a bit much, and the snowfall back then was just dropping off and they stopped using it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the detector, we're gonna walk down the run, which is about 300 feet, and we're gonna walk back up, see what we find. So let's get away from the structure. There's tons of wood with nails sticking up, and I don't feel like impaling myself today. You know, I've actually walked by this hundreds of times in the past, but it wasn't so much a Stealth Digger Thursday type video, but with the invention of Not Thursdays, now I can do it. So here we are looking down the slope. And as I show you that shot, the leg of my tripod just fell off. Oh boy, I hope this isn't broken, because this will make for a drag of a video. Stand by. You know, I thought that was starting to feel a bit on the loose side. I'm hoping it just popped out of its knuckle. Yeah. Boy, that pops out awfully easy. When I got this Joby tripod back in, I don't know, April, it was so tight, and now it's just very loose. But all right, back to what we were doing. So I have no expectations as to what we may find. A clad coin from 50s, 60s, 70s would be cool. Again, we're on colonial ground. This is all old pasture up here. So, the possibilities, pretty big. Well, I got a signal. Wire excitement. Some type of baling wire. Oh, there's target number 1. Well, I'm actually a good ways down, and it's just been quiet. Very, very quiet. There's a fresh mound. I can hear a lot of water out there today. Like I said, I hike through here a lot. Generally, you can't hear those brooks flowing like that. We've been getting swamped. So as I'm showing you guys the woods, I'm walking. We're coming up to a cross wall now from one of the old pastures, right? And I'm just swinging, but I'm looking at the wall. I got it. Find of the day. This is very cool. So pay attention to the ground. Just like when I was walking and my eyes caught. You locked onto that? Look at that. It's the tow line. Wow. That is some heavy duty stuff. And I am probably 2/3 of the way down. I didn't see it anywhere else up there. It's that buried. 38 years of leaves falling is quite a bit. I didn't expect to find that. Bet you that thing will last forever. Well, let's keep going downward. Believe it or not, I've never actually walked this far down because I'm usually transiating to a different location. But wow, that gets really steep. Let me show you back up there. That's pretty steep coming down, and then they just blasted a hole in the wall here to navigate through. Jeez. So I'm assuming we're coming down to the end here. It basically drops off into this low-lying area. It's actually a pretty decent hill. I don't see any. Oh, there we go. So yeah, look, they were coming all the way down here. There's a pole with an old rim from a car where the line would go, and I can see another pole down there. Looks like it's got some guy wires to hold it. Huh. That's a spot I've always wanted to come down and check out. I've seen on topographic maps that there's a nice lift up there, but I've never actually been up there, so we'll save that for another hike. There's part of the past. So, how do I feel about not finding anything all the way down? Am I surprised? No. For those of you who don't metal detect, you'd say, well, why would kids have money out there or anything else while they're skiing? For those of you who do metal detect, you know that no matter where you go on the planet, under any conditions, you're gonna find stuff. And for whatever reason, you're always gonna find clad, money, coins. All right, I'm going all the way back up, scan again, and then around the Falcon. It can't be good. Oh, wow. Full on round. I'm really surprised this is up here because it shouldn't be. Well, that's it. I've gone from top to bottom, bottom to top, all around the Falcon. It's the car that pulled the tow line in less than 12 parsecs, by the way. And that's it. We got wire excitement and a bullet, but you gotta admit that finding that tow line was the coolest thing. 300 feet of it still there lying on the ground. And I got to walk to the bottom of the run, and as usual, when you get to the bottom of a hill in New Hampshire, where a run terminates, boulders, swamp, water, the usual. All kidding aside, it's beautiful, but I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure. Until next time, enjoy your Not Thursday.